Step 4, though, you got to sit by the sea. You don't have to sit by the sea, but you got to sit down and you got to take time to think by yourself and land on the final, right? Remember what I said in the beginning. You've got to go ahead and sign off on these. You've got to make the decision on what it is. Everything else was collaboration. And let your team know, listen, folks, I'm going to ultimately make the decision, but I need your vantage points so that they're not like, oh, how come, Mark, how come you didn't choose one of my core values, right? Like you want to frame that so they understand that it's going to be on you, okay? All right, so those are the 4 steps there. All right, things to consider. Is it actionable? So as you're doing your final contemplation by the sea, is it actionable? So when you're doing the brainstorming, we ask that you don't jump ahead and be like, oh, we can't do that, because then it gets like too many limitations. You just want to plop them all down. So now as you're refining them, is this actionable? Is this vision actionable? Or is it just like, I want to be great, right? Which is a good start for your brainstorm, but probably not a good vision. Same thing with your mission. You want to know how long will you bring it to, life? Okay. How long will it take? I think I missed a word in there. How long will it take to bring to life? Like if it takes a year before you can start seeing traction, might not be as strong. Okay. So in summary on that, not the end of the whole call yet, I got some more great content, is you want to carve out an hour of think time in the beginning. You want to bring your best ideas to your senior team, narrow it down. Then step 3 is you want to bring your draft to the whole team, and then you want to make the final decision by yourself. So those are the 4 steps. I'm a step guy. I like having steps. Whether you like my steps or not, if you have better steps, do it. If you don't care, just follow these steps. It has worked. Okay. All right. Any questions on that? Okay. All right. So now that you have them, so this is the next step. Or now that you have them, you want to go ahead and, well, now what? You want to start activating them. So here's your 4 steps to ensure that the vision, mission, and values get integrated into your system. So this is important. So step 1 is to clearly communicate and reinforce. Oh, that's obvious, Andy. So how do we do that? I'll tell you how we do it, right? So for once we have them, that's where you're offsite. You'll talk about it, right? Get everybody together. And then every single month, we have a kickoff call. All the clubs, this is a virtual one, so just like we're doing now, we will make sure that the vision and the mission is there, right? At some point, it's woven in and reminded, and the language in which we use complements it, like not just talk about calls, but like connecting, not just talk about getting results, but transforming, right? So all those things get intertwined into the language, all right? Then, okay, every single week, we have a new core value that we pull out and we discuss, all right? We pull out and discuss. And so, for example, we have a huddle every morning. So there's multiple huddles, right? Depending on the layer of management, we always start that huddle off with the core value, specifically who was exuberating it yesterday, right? All our one-on-ones talks about the core value of that week. Also, when we do any other team meetings, we talk about it. Sales training, we make sure we mention it. So you should theoretically be able to go call any one of my clubs right now and say, hey, what's your core value this week? And they should say caring, right? So that just reinforce. And I'll show you something that I also, for the core values, let me see here. Share this tab instead. Can you all see that? Yeah. So what this is this is all of my core values, but then it has, I tried to narrow it down to 4, but I couldn't in terms of actionable steps. So this is, for example, so when we kick off our calls, we'll talk about one of what it looks like, right? We don't wait for proactive. We don't wait for problems to arrive. We anticipate the needs of our team and members, inspiring and transforming the teams and members' experiences towards their best version, okay? So the reason this is, again, the word proactive could mean several different things to somebody else. So we make sure that this is what it looks like. Again, though, I'm not expecting anybody to memorize this. That's not the intent here, but it's for you to embody these actions. Like right now, I remember talking with the Mastermind team today on this week's one, which is care. We recognize that all our actions have a broad impact influencing the well-being and experience of our entire community. So we had a discussion about this today, right? It really ties into accountability too. If you guys were at the summit, we talked about accountability. 90% is communication. What do we communicate? We communicate the expectations, but we also the impact and or consequences. So to really care in our organization, you have to understand the broader impact of what you're doing, right? So these are the conversations that we have, and this is how it gets more sticky, and this is how we create more of a magnet to attract more people. All right.